Create storage. You've all maybe made already a bunch of them since the latest create update. Just place a bunch of item vol, connect a frogbox to it, and boom, you're done. But what if you need more space? What if the frog is not taking the package fast enough? Or what if it's taking the package too fast and get full and you lose access to your items? Well, no worries. I found a solution to all of your problem. You see, I spent some time over engineering the create storage system, and I found out what I believe is the perfect solution. With use of one single glitch, I've made a system capable of taking and sending insane amount of package without ever slowing down. Now, just in case you don't know what is the latest create update, all about storage, you can watch my other video talking about the entire update. And just to make sure that you understand everything in the video, I'm going to redo a very quick tutorial to re-explain all the base of the update. Let's go. So first up, what does the update add? Well, you see I have a chest right here with some andesite casing. And by simply connecting it to a packager, which is itself connected to a stock link, which is itself connected to a stock ticker, we have access to the inventory using any mob or blaze burner placed right next to the stock ticket. Using this, you have access to your entire inventory and you can call for packages. You could compare the stockkeeper from Create to the ME terminal from Applied Energy Seek 2. The only difference between the two is instead of magically materialize item in and out of your inventory, you have to physically send packages to your storage and also physically send package back to you when you want them. Now, of course, a storage update won't be too much if we had to use chest. This is why we can use packager on item vault. This allows us to stock insane amount of item. Back in the day, item vault in create were only used to stock an insane amount of one singular item. But now that you have the possibility to connect a packager to it, we can use this as our main inventory. The second best thing of this update are frog port. If you want to have two stock ticker at two different places to have access to the same inventory, you're probably going to move package in and out of the storage. Or if you just want your storage to be far away from where you get and set packages, these are going to be your best friend. Frog port are very simple. All you have to do is give them an address that they're going to print on the package, and then the package will try to find a path to a frog with the name. So this frog is named stock, this frog is named base, and here I have a sign that telling the frog that every package that comes out of the packager will be sent to stock. On the stock keeper down here, I can say that any item that I ask will be sent to base. And this allows you to transport package. Alright, now you all know the basic of the update. Let's get to the problem we get when we try to expand our storage. So here is the first problem. Here I have two stock. The first frog right here, when it gets full, should just leave packages. They'll continue on their way and get to the second frogs that will pick them up. The issue is frogs have buffer inventory, where they're able to take packages without putting them in the item vault. If I were to send a bunch of items into this frog, the package will be stuck inside and not taken by the packager. You can even see a message Create gives you when the inventory is full. Now the issue is package will continue to be picked up by this frog until it's full, but the item contained in the package will not show up in the stock keeper, since they are not contained within the inventory. So the only way to get back these lost items would be to manually pick up the cannibal package, or to get item out of your storage, praying that it's the correct one. One way we can solve this problem, and it's actually pretty easy, is just bells. What we can do is have one or multiple frog connected to one singular storage, and these are the only frog to pick up package. Then we'll have one or more frog connected to each storage, and these will only send package. Then every item that enter our storage from a frog will instantly be sent to the one next. And we continue this until we get to the last storage. I found 3 ways to use the belt, and the first one is obviously not going to be used as it only has a throughput of 2 items per second. Right next to it, we're using brass funnel instead of the andesite. We can still use the andesite for the input as they can take any item. They can only send one, but they can take as much as they want. Now we do a big jump from 2 items a second to 140 items a second, which is already a big jump. But we can go even further using a glitch or bug, if you can call it. This is a cooldown cancellation. By sending a bunch of redstone pulls inside the brass funnel, we're cancelling his cooldown of sending item. You can see on the previous examples, the belt is mostly empty. Drop an item, wait a bit, and then drop another stack. Here, the belt is always full. And you can see that we did again a big jump from 140 items per second to 640. So we did solve the problem with lost packages inside a frog. But now we have a new problem. Because we're using belt to transport the item, these are not considered part of our storage. Now you could technically say that it's a way lower amount than all the packages that can be stocked inside a frog. But we can still optimize this by one very simple way. Using treshold switch. What we can do is simply stop the pulse timer once the treshold switch found that there is a bit too much item. Now you may see that the barrel can have a maximum of 27 stacks, so why am I limiting it to 17? Well, first because of lag, and second because the belt always have 3, sometimes 4 stacks on it. Once the barrel starts to be full, you can see that even though I stop it at 17, there's only 2 free space left. A good thing to know is the pulse timer can also be reverted. This means that by doing a simple click on it, you will always send redstone and then stop sending once you get the pulse. Now since we're blinking this fast, you may ask why this is good. That's because when you send redstone from the back of a pulse timer, it will stop the pulse. And so we can use this to also stop the brass funnel by making the pulse timer stay on. So that should be everything you need to know. Let's start building the storage. Okay, now we have our 3 item vault. You can always add more, left, right, up, down. You could technically make it 3-dimension, but I can't really see how you would make the frog port work. Now I've also placed the stockling and packagers, so these are the ones that's going to send item. Now these can technically be put in the back, but I prefer them in the front. And now let's work on the system itself. So what you're going to do is get yourself a belt, going through the whole thing, down here. Then, right in between these two, we will have our brass funnel, taking it out, and the andesite funnel, taken in. Do the same for the other one, and then we'll place the redstone link on top of these. Since we can't really place the pulse timer on the side, we're going to have to put it on top. So we can just do it like this. And yeah, that's the old design. Don't forget to revert this one and lower it to the max. Now, because you need some space to place the threshold switch and the rest, if you want to extend my system upward, you're going to leave at least 1 block gap between the 2 item vault. Horizontally, however, you can just put them right next to each other and actually help lower the amount of item, let's say on the belt. For the treshold switch, I recommend checking right here the max amount of stacks that your item vault can take. Maybe you're not max size, we know. And then we're going to put it to the max and lower the top one by 5. It has been working great for me and I never had any problem with this. So I recommend using the same thing. Don't forget to wrench your redstone link. Now remember, you need to send the signal of the threshold switch to the item vault that is before him. So this one is connected to this brass belt funnel, and this one is connected to this brass funnel. Okay, I've told you that my system is supposed to be perfect, but just in case we get some lags or anything, we're going to reduce this belt And this way, we are 100% sure that no item will be lost. Alright, my bad. You also need to get space below it, so it's easier to connect rotation. Alright, that's everything. So this frog is going to be the frog that takes package for now. We're going to be adding more later. And all three other ones are the ones that will send package. So make sure you have only send package whenever sure, and you don't need to give them name. Alright, so now I'm setting package in it, and you'll see how fast it's going to send all the item to the last storage. Maybe I need to power it. There we go. Oh, well, it's already done. 3 entire lane of item gone in less than 5 seconds. So I've made a little upgrade, and now we should get item going in permanently. Alright, we're almost there, so now should send a redstone signal. I forget to cancel it. Just revert all of them. And, well, yeah. Oh. It's empty again. Now we should load up. What the fuck? Well, I mean, at least it worked, right? And you can even see that we are perfectly on the max stack. Alright, so that's the whole system working. You can extend it more left, more right, however you like it. Now let's just extend it upward because you're not supposed to use shoot. Trust me. Alright, I've added one layer. Now I have this stupid chain all the way around. But as you can see, the design is the exact same. The only difference is it's going in a different way. And because this item vault is the first, I guess, item vault on this line, we want the last item vault on top. Now because the belt is going in this direction, this is the first item vault. So to make the last item vault above it, we need to make the belt go on the other way around. So it's just making a sort of S shape when going down. But now, how do we make the item go to the floor below? Well, it's obvious. We're going to be using chutes. No. Do you remember what I told you back then? I want every single item inside the vault to make sure that we have everything in our stock keeper. And you see, problem with chute is when they are redstone powered, they don't drop their item, which means that if a stack is going in the chute and then our threshold switch gets on, this stack is nowhere to be found in our start ticker. So if we can't use chute, what can we use? Belts. All we have to do is to place our funnel on the side instead of the front, and we're gonna have the exact same system done here. I did leave space right here so you could be able to connect the belt a lot easier. So just remember to leave a free block. Let's just check if it's going in the good direction. Yep. Yep. Nope. Guess this one's wrong. Shit. Direction. Yep. And all items are filling the item vault in order. Don't forget to add the safety block here and here, just in case someone makes the power go in the other direction. You get the same result as me. So yeah, that's the whole system working. Now the only one thing left is the input frogs. Now obviously after making this monstrous design, one frog is not going to do the job. But if we add a second one, we're going to have the same problem that we got back then. You see, if a frog got too many package, it will take them up, but because it's occupied taking the package, it will not send any to the packager. So a good way we can solve this is instead of letting the frog send item to the packager, we are instead going to take the package from it. And the second thing we need to know is frog take package so fast that it can actually power 2 packager at the same time. This means that the final result look more like something like this. So here the frog will get their package taken into the chute, which will then give them to the packager. And since the frog can take so many package, we're also taking them from the side, send them into another chute, into the packager. Alright, don't forget to give a name to this frog and leave it on send and receive package since it's going to receive everything. Now we're going to get 2 frogs sending package at the same time. There we go. And on top of this, I'm going to duplicate some packages. Yeah, a lot. But you can see that the frog has absolutely no problem taking. You see that the inventory still is empty. It's taking all the package at an insane speed. Now, of course, when you have too many packages, you can just duplicate the design to make sure you set the optimization of the design to the maximum. Also, for the package that gets sent, if you are scared, you could add block around to make sure they don't fall off. But normally, they should never fall off. I've never seen a package fall off my designs. Well, here you have it. The almost perfect design for storage and create. Now, I would say I made it all myself, which is true, but I can't really say it's my design since I'm pretty sure someone else have already made it. But if you want to, you can just build it in the world. Anyway, thanks for watching until the end and supporting all of these horrible sounds behind me. And I'll see you later. Goodbye.